yesterday. This also I will just tell you the syllabus. Syllabus has undergone a lot of change for group 2 in as far as society is concerned. Change ante there is nothing that has been really added or deleted except 1 or 2 topics. Kani the syllabus has been overhauled ante it has been organized in a better manner. Now how do we approach this area, which is for 50 marks for group 2, and for group 4 there will be a few topics in this which will be important. Please do not write, listen first. Society మీరు syllabus తర్వాత చూడొచ్చు. First let me tell you how you have to approach it. See, society has 5 units. Okay, first unit basically talks about socio cultural features of India, and they list a lot of things like what is the status of women. A very unique feature of Indian society is caste. Then we talk about, this is newly added, ethnicity has been added newly. Then we talk about religion. All these things will come under socio-cultural features of India. The next part that we discuss in unit 2 is social issues and problems. In this you have topics like communalism, regionalism, casteism and so on. Another unit that we have is vulnerable sections in India. What is vulnerable sections? Who will be vulnerable sections? I'll discuss. The fourth that we have is social movements in India. Okay, this is 4th unit. 5th unit is exclusive to Telangana. It talks about the socio-cultural features and social issues, problems in Telangana. Okay, this is what we have. These are the 5 units. This is important for group 4 because you separately have Society of Telangana listed. So you have to know the socio-cultural features of Telangana, social problems, at least things like vetti, fluorosis, konni basic information anna teliyali. Indulo what happens is they might not give anything directly, but they will ask you to match the year and the law. Okay, I'll explain that. Anyways, this is the overview. These are the 5 units you have in society, which is roughly 50 marks in paper 2 in group 2. Please remember this area overlaps with polity and history. How? I'll tell you. Okay, first write this down, then I'll decode the syllabus topic wise and I'll explain how we are going to approach. Now let's look at how we approach this area. Soon as you come back, I'm going to start with society for group 2, and group 4 will join when I'm going to discuss the Telangana specific issues in society. Now see, syllabus ఉన్నట్టు చదివితే ఏం అర్థం కాదు because it's all bits and pieces. ఎట్లా చదవాలంటే we should first identify or groups in India. First thing is, what do you mean by this word? What is the meaning of this word vulnerability? Yes? Somebody who is easily affected. Correct. Any other definition of vulnerability? Amma? Society paper ki you need a very practical approach. Adi gurtu pettukondi. I'll give you a small example. Imagine we have a family where you have a daughter and a son. Okay, and they can afford only 1 glass of milk a day. Who do you think will get this 1 glass of milk? Did you get my example? There is a family which has a daughter and a son, and they can afford only 1 glass of milk a day. Who do you think will get the glass of milk? Very frankly, it is going to be majority of cases boy. Okay, milk is considered to be an essential component of nutrition. The girl has been deprived of milk for a long period. Imagine a contagious disease like COVID is spreading. Who do you think will be more vulnerable to this disease? Girl. Why? Because she was deprived of nutrition. Vulnerability is where you have deprivation. The first thing that we talk about in vulnerability is they should be deprived. They are not provided the way others are provided. Because they are not provided, they become susceptible, they become vulnerable to situation. Now the list of vulnerable sections in India is very, very lengthy. The most vulnerable section in India is why? Simple. The percentage of population of women is very high, and women are vulnerable because we use only one word to describe their vulnerability, that is patriarchy. Now women is a topic in your syllabus, and women is a topic which is given in all chapters in your syllabus. Then etla chadvalante, I am going to first start by discussing status of women in India. What is the status of women in India from ancient period till date? This comes under unit 1. Why should we discuss this? There are several problems that women face in India, and each of these problems have an origin in one timeline in our history. For example, we have a lot of child marriages happening in India even today, but are child marriages uniformly taking place all over the country? Are there specific regions where you have more child marriages? Yes. Why is it that only in certain areas you have more child marriages? Why is it that in certain areas it is not there? Why is it that only in certain communities you have? All this has a very deep connect with our history. So we are going to discuss how the status of women in India evolved from historical times till date. Idain tarvata, the next thing that I am going to discuss is about women's movements in India. Women's movements in India is closely connected to the status of women in India, for the simple reason that most of these movements started during the British period, during the socio-cultural renaissance. Okay, so this comes under unit. Then I'll start discussing the issues related to women. What are the issues related to women? Because you have a topic called violence against women in unit 2. Violence against women is a very big topic. There are a number of problems, like I'm sure you must have heard of acid attacks. Did you hear about a very burning problem even in our state? Honor killings. Then we talk about age-old practice, domestic violence, a contemporarily relevant problem, sexual harassment at workplace. We are going to discuss all these issues along with the meaning, causes and measures. Measures law, we have to discuss all the laws related to it, all the schemes and policies related to it. We have another major problem in India with regard to women, especially girls, that is sex selective abortions. We call it as female feticide and infanticide. Okay, all these things will be discussed. For sex selective abortions, we have PCPNDT Act. For acid attacks, we have Nirbhaya Act. For honor killing, there is no law. For dowry, we have a Dowry Prohibition Act. For domestic violence, we have a Domestic Violence Act 2005. Like this, you have to know all the laws. You have to know the schemes and policies. Now, when I'm talking about schemes and policies, this basically comes under your unit 3. Are you able to understand? I'm dividing the syllabus according to the topic. Now, I'm not dividing the syllabus according to the units. So, this will be the next thing. We have to discuss issues related to women. Like this, you complete women, then come to the most vulnerable section after women, that will be children. Okay, when we discuss children, I should first discuss the family structure in India, because do you agree with me if I say that there are a lot of problems that children are facing today basically because of the changes that are taking place in the family structure? Correct enough? Our family structure, our way of living in family is changing, because of which the position of children, the vulnerability in children is increasing. Right, wrong? There is more crime. Children are taking to crime more than any time before. Why do you think it is happening? Because there is nobody to support them at home emotionally. So all that would come under family. We should first discuss family. Because I'm going to discuss family, I'm also going to discuss marriage, which comes under unit 1, kinship, which is also under unit 1, because these are related topics. Once I finish with this, I am going to discuss issues related to children. Now, the most important issue that prominently figures in your syllabus is child labor, followed by child sexual abuse. You have a law for this. POCSO, have you heard of it? Then we have to discuss juvenile delinquency. What is juvenile delinquency? Crime by children. Then we have to discuss right to education act, education related. So all these will come under children. This part will come, this is specifically mentioned under unit 2. The rest of it will come under unit 3. And please remember, child labor is also mentioned under social problems in Telangana in unit 5. So this is how we have to look at children. Once we finish women and children, we will move on to the other areas. The third important area will be aged. We call them as senior citizens. Okay, for senior citizens, we anyways finish family here, so I'm going to directly move to the measures taken by the government to address the problems of senior citizens, which again comes under unit 3. Okay, please make a note of this first. Now the next that we have to discuss after aged 4 would be, when I am discussing SCs, I should first discuss about caste and casteism. Okay, then I'll talk about the laws related to STs, most importantly the SC Atrocities Act. We also should discuss another important legislation called Manual Scavenging Act. And mind you, in every problem there will be certain court judgments that I am going to talk about. Supreme Court judgments untai, adi kuda malli meeku polity lo overlap aitadi. So laws, then we have to talk about the measures taken by government in terms of schemes and policies. Now this will come under unit 1, this will come under unit 2, these will come under unit 3, and this will come under unit 3. Also, you have a separate topic called Dalit movements in India under social movements. Dalit movements in India, causes, consequences, who started, all that will be discussed under this. So this will be your 4th. The 5th will be tribes. Of late, there have been a lot of questions on tribes. It is very, very important. We first start with the definition of tribes. Under this topic, we have to discuss ethnicity. Ethnicity will come under Unit 1. Then we should discuss the laws related to tribes. There are two important laws. One is Forest Rights Act. The second law that is important is, we call it as PESA, Panchayat Raj Extension for Scheduled Areas Act. Din tarvata, we should discuss about classification of tribes. If you have seen the Group 1 prelims paper, they have asked about particularly vulnerable tribal groups, PVTGs, that comes under classification. Then we have to discuss about the issues faced by tribes, land alienation and other problems. Then you have tribal movements as a separate topic. This comes under Unit 4. And finally, the measures taken by government. Measures and this part and this will come under Unit 3. After tribes, the next vulnerable section will be disabled. Disability, there are many laws and schemes launched by the government. All laws and the schemes are very important. It comes under Unit 3. 7. Newly added LGBT, third gender issues, transgender issues. This has been newly added to your syllabus. Here also you will have court cases. You will have, recently a law was enacted, law and issues related, problems related to them. This also will come under Unit 2. Okay. Sorry, Unit 3. Now 8 will be minorities. Minorities, they will predominantly ask you the measures related to minorities, which will come under again Unit 3. And backward classes, EBC's EWS category has also been added to your list. For this you need to know the constitutional provisions. In fact, I am going to tell you the constitutional provisions for all these groups, provisions related to them. There are several committees appointed related to BCs. You have to know about those commissions, Mandal Commission, Justice Rohini Commission and so on, and measures taken by the government. This will come again for you under Unit 3. And you have BC movements listed in your syllabus. You also have peasant movements listed in your syllabus. I would put both these under this. These two will come under Unit 4. Okay, make a note of this now. Now this will be the vulnerable sections. If gaakunda meek syllabus lo emundo, I'll just stop talking, please. Subject interesting untadi. You like it because you will come across a lot of things that you see on a daily basis in your life. Now apart from this, what else will be there in your syllabus, which I cannot list under any category, but I'll just tell you. One is other social problems listed in your syllabus, which don't come under the vulnerable sections. First is communalism. But when I discuss communalism, I should first discuss religion. Religion is a topic which is mentioned under Unit 1, and communalism is a topic mentioned under Unit 2. Then we have a topic called regionalism. Regionalism is mentioned in Unit 2, but along with this you have another topic called regional movements in India, which is in Unit 4. Okay. The third that you have is labor. Labor has been mentioned under unit 3, and mark my words, this is going to be important because you have new labor codes ante kotta laws related to labor in India. So we have to know about the new labor codes in India. The fourth, it's not a social problem but measures. The fourth we have is human trafficking. Okay, this is mentioned under unit 2. Apart from this, you have separately listed environmental movements in India. Then we have human rights, civil rights movements. Bunny factual areas, chala questions వచ్చే scope ఉంటుంది. Lot of facts will be there. You need to know organizations, court judgments, constitutional provisions, అన్నీ తెలియాలి దీనికి. Environmental movements, human rights movements. ఇవి కాకుండా the last part, తెలంగాణ చెప్తాను, the last part will be social sector related. They have mentioned social sectors like education. So I have to teach you the education policies in India. They have mentioned health policy and related schemes. They have mentioned employment, so I have to also cover skill development. And ninna meeku cheppinappudu I told you very clearly that policies will be covered under society. Etla cover aithe ante itla cover aithe education related policies, education related schemes should be discussed under education. Health related policies, what is the most important scheme that the government is running for health at the center? Central government most important scheme related to health, flagship program. Have you heard of Ayushman Bharat? What is it related to? What is Ayushman Bharat? Ade health entidi nene cheppina meeku. It is about money for ailments, health insurance. Inka anything else in Ayushman Bharat? Did you hear about wellness centers? Ayushman Bharat lo there is another component called wellness centers. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan vinnara? What is it related to? Education ఏ లెవెల్ వరకు? కరెక్ట్ అమ్మా, elementary level వరకు సర్వ శిక్ష అభియాన్. So all the schemes will be covered under whatever is related to education, health and employment will be covered. Can you give me one or names of one or two schemes related to health in Telangana? KCR kit, ఇంకా అమ్మ ఒడి విన్నారా? ఇవన్నీ ఆరోగ్య లక్ష్మి పథకం, all that will come under health. So all the schemes related to social sector will be covered here. Am I clear with this? Make a note of this, then I'll tell you Telangana specific issues. అబ్బా సారీ అమ్మా, ఇట్స్ a spelling mistake. ఫ్లోలో మర్చిపోయాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఇట్ ఈస్ రీజనలిజం. నేను పైన రిలీజియన్ రాసిన కదా, అదే ఫ్లోలో రాసిన. The last part of this would be Telangana related issues. Now this is equally important for group 4. Please listen. Telangana related, what is there in your syllabus? One is socio cultural features of Telangana. Socio-cultural features of Telangana. In culture we are going to cover this. All socio-cultural features I am going to cover. Now apart from this, social problems in Telangana. Social problems that are listed in your syllabus are Jogini and Devadasi should basically be dealt with under women. So Jogini and Devadasi. They have also listed migration, child labor is listed, but child labor we are going to cover under children. Then they have also listed farmers distress. Farmers distress overlaps. Understanding farmers distress, you understand it better with formation of Telangana paper. Then they have listed weavers distress, DCC, artisan and service cast distress. Ante wala problems, what measures has the government taken to address these problems? This is what is given under Telangana. This is your overall syllabus. Please make a note of this.